Maybe a piece of the puzzle was missing there at the end. They tried to make it work with Nature's Prophet. Seemed like it was working well. They had a nice siege movement down the mid lane, and then they started getting caught out. A trend I tend to notice from Fnatic, their supports being a bit out of position, and the other teams being able to take advantage of those weaknesses and moving in. But it got scary there for LGD. They also got caught out. They like their matchup against Secret. Sometimes one pickoff leads to another, and they get their own domino effect.
Chain feed.
Sylar to fall, Fnatic almost did it. Almost.
That blink when he didn't have Aegis was crazy.
Yeah.
They were all five smoke. He's like, I don't have vision. I'm just going to do it. And then he gets hexed twice and dies. I also thought the Lotus Orb came out way too late because AM is a really slot challenge, and if he really wants another item, he's going to buy a Moon Shard, so you want items that buff him up without actually having gold net worth on him. So, like, you want Vlad's, like, AC on other people if possible, Lotus Orbs, Solar Crest, Glimmer Cape, like, all these sort of things, so he can actually be, like, 8 or 9 slotted, and he just got chain hex and died, and then, like, a homing missile
the Lotus Orb was the biggest thing for all of their other teammates to actually try and get it, and it's difficult for the supports to get, so I guess
Tusk or Puck?
It came kind of late because of that reason in particular. But I still feel he could have maybe gotten a BKB earlier. He still got a BKB. Like, he kept the Battle Fury at the base and he swapped it out for a BKB. I think a BKB was definitely a very important item to have if your teammates can't actually get a Lotus Orb in time to actually help you out. Because he was dying to chain disables, like Hex.
Yeah. As Ben mentioned, of course, in that one. I mean, yeah, blinking in was a pretty risky move to begin with, but then he was just locked down for the whole entire duration. We have a couple of highlights starting from the early game in this game, and as you were mentioning, Dakota, I mean, it did go pretty back and forth. We did have Fnatic getting the lead they wanted. Eventually, LGD pushes back, and then that fight led to Fnatic having some hope. LGD closes it out, but let's jump to the highlights here. The first one, in the early game, a bit of a bloody fight, if I remember correctly, in favor of LGD, or in favor of Fnatic, rather. But as we wait to pull that up, Fnatic now out of top 4. But they've seen Sparks right on day one. They were actually the talk of the day. There was like, all right, they took a game off of Secret. Is the Secret being weaker, Fnatic being stronger? Yeah, sure, not the best ending they would have wanted, but Dakota, how do you feel about Fnatic and their chances going into the bracket stage?
Well, they have been a crowd pleaser definitely at their start. They're a team that it's very clear that if you back them into a corner, they're going to pull out some crazy shenanigans to get it back, whether it's hiding rapiers in your fountain and being able to pull back games on the brink of defeat. It didn't work there, unfortunately, against LGD. Definitely a lot of spice to them, and now that they're going to have to battle it out in the gauntlet of best of ones, maybe one of those comeback clutches could be enough to take down a team that would be surprising.
Yeah, that's true. Again, as